One of the consequences of climate change has been a significant increase in both the number and the average size of wildfires in many parts of the world. We have known for a long time that the fine particulates emitted in the smoke from wildfires are a health hazard. However, a recent study published in the journal Science Advances has helped to quantify just how dangerous these fine particulates from wildfires are. That's the bad news. The good news is that several recent studies have shown that readily available and inexpensive N95 and KN95 masks provide significant protection against wildfire smoke hazards. In this video, I provide some details. Many studies have identified adverse health effects from the fine particles emitted in wildfire smoke. Specifically, particles with diameters less than 2.5 microns. These particulates are extremely small in diameter, less than 1/40th of the average width of a human hair. As a result, when breathed in, these particulates can lodge deep within a person's lungs and can cause significant negative health effects. This recent study by Rachel Connolly and her co-authors has gone several steps beyond earlier studies of wildfire smoke hazards by quantifying the damage caused by wildfire particulates in comparison to PM 2.5 particulates from other sources of air pollution, and by showing how the wildfire smoke hazard was distributed in California both spatially and over time. The authors found that over the 11-year period of the study, from 2008 to 2018, somewhere between 52,000 and 56,000 deaths were attributable to the smoke from wildfires, and that the economic costs associated with these premature deaths was somewhere between 432 billion US dollars and 456 billion US dollars. These figures are significantly higher than the results of previous studies, and while they were specific to the state of California, these results have implications for all wildfire-prone regions. This figure from the Connolly paper shows the value of the PM 2.5 particulate concentration from wildfire sources averaged over 1-year periods for each of the 11 years that were studied, and how these concentrations were distributed by location using a grid with 12 kilometer by 12 kilometer cells. In addition, they showed the same data averaged over the 11-year period. As we might expect, the highest concentrations of PM 2.5 particulates from wildfire sources are found primarily in the more rural parts of California, where the largest California wildfires tend to occur. National ambient air quality standards require that total PM 2.5 particulates average 9 micrograms per cubic meter per day on a yearly basis. The results shown in this figure indicate that during years with high wildfire activity, some parts of California may be exceeding that standard from wildfire smoke alone. While the Connolly paper only examined data from California, it is fair to assume that similar results will be found in other wildfire-prone areas of the planet, particularly as climate change contributes to conditions favorable for large wildfires to occur. This figure from the Connolly paper shows the total number of deaths attributable to wildfire PM 2.5 particulates for the year with the fewest deaths, 2010, and the year with the most deaths, 2018, that were attributable to wildland fires, and also the annual average over the 11-year period studied, that is from 2008 to 2018. The darker colors indicate that more deaths occurred in that particular zip or postal code area, and the white areas are areas where no death data was available. The third map on the right shows the average number of wildfire-associated PM 2.5 particulate-related deaths by postal code. Note there were an order of magnitude more wildfire-related particulate-caused deaths between the year with the most wildfires and the year with the least wildfires, as we might expect. But over the entire time period of the Connolly study, approximately 19% of all deaths attributable to PM 2.5 particulates were caused by the particulates from wildfires. This study by John Kodros and colleagues, which was published in the journal GeoHealth in 2021, examined the effectiveness of 4 different types of face masks in reducing exposure to PM 2.5 particulates emitted in wildfires based on some data from wildfires in Washington state. The types of masks studied were natural fiber cloth masks, synthetic fiber cloth masks, surgical masks, and N95 face masks. While the cloth masks and surgical masks were found to be not very effective in reducing exposure to wildfire-generated particulates, well-fitting N95 masks were found to reduce exposure by a factor of 14, which means that they removed approximately 96% of the PM 2.5 particulates from wildfire smoke. The study also showed that using an N95 mask reduced smoke-attributable hospitalizations for respiratory issues by somewhere between 22% and 39%. These are important results because while there are available masks that can remove a higher percentage of PM 2.5 particulates, those masks are substantially more expensive and much more uncomfortable to wear for long periods of time. Based on the results I've previously shown, here are some strategies that you can use to reduce your exposure to the harmful particulates contained in the smoke from wildfires. First, if possible, remain indoors. If you must be outdoors, wear a well-fitting N95 or KN95 mask and replace it daily. While indoors, if you can afford it, run one or more air purifiers that employs HEPA filament elements. HEPA, or high-efficiency particle arrestor filter elements, very efficiently remove the PM 2.5 particulates contained in wildfire smoke from the air. If you have a central heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system in your home, run it with a MERV 13 or higher MERV rated filter element. While not as efficient at removing fine particulates as an air purifier with HEPA filtration elements, they typically remove over 70% of the PM 2.5 particulates. If you don't have either an air purifier or a central HVAC system, wear an N95 mask as much as possible, even when indoors. I hope that you have found this video informative. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments section and I will do my best to respond. Please also take some time to view some of my other climate-related videos, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would appreciate it greatly if you would subscribe.